Canada may wind up serving as a cautionary tale for what not to do when it comes to the Thanksgiving holidays and stopping the spread of COVID-19. Cheryl Mercedes connects the dots.
Our neighbors to the north may have an important warning for Americans when it comes to coronavirus. Don't let down your guard at Thanksgiving. Let's connect the dots. For those who don't know, Canada has its own Thanksgiving holiday. Why they celebrate a holiday traditionally tied to pilgrims and Native Americans is a story for another day. But their Thanksgiving falls before the American one. Canadians celebrate on the second Monday in October, and since then, the country has seen a surge in coronavirus cases. Officials in Canada had given the same advice for Thanksgiving gatherings that American officials have. Keep the celebration to people already in your household, and if you must invite other people, do it virtually. It's not clear how many Canadians followed that advice, and now health officials and elected leaders north of the border are blaming Thanksgiving for an influx in cases. According to the Washington Post, infectious disease specialists have several reasons to be concerned about this holiday. It's traditionally one of the busy travel weekends of the year. Students often return from college, and it is centered around a large indoor gathering. Dr. Anthony Fauci is already warning Americans to brace for new cases linked to the holiday. Connecting the dots, I'm Cheryl Mercedes for H-Town Rush.
Cheryl, thank you. And the CDC shared risk levels for typical holiday activities. The lowest risk is, of course, simply staying home. But if you are hosting a Thanksgiving dinner, the CDC recommends doing it outside.